Is this a giant pineapple? Well, it's not a pineapple, it's a plant native to South America, particularly Mexico, called agave. Strange as it may sound, this plant is the main ingredient in the production of traditional Mexican liquor, and it has a large consumer market in the United States. Today, let's explore with us how Mexican farmers produce millions of liters of liquor by hand from agave. To produce millions of liters of mescal, Mexican farmers first need to grow agave plants. The areas to grow them are vast, ranging from hundreds of hectares to hundreds of hectares in each region. Mexican farmers grow agave primarily by sowing seeds. The best quality seeds are sown in seedling farms to ensure the right temperature and humidity for germination. When the seedlings grow to about 10 centimeters, they are transplanted to larger farms with more light for optimal growth. The natural conditions in which the agave is grown also directly affect the flavor of the mescal. Therefore, farmers often pay close attention to the growing area to produce the most unique mescal. Agave is grown throughout Mexico, but mainly in the state of Oaxaca, with other states such as Durango, Guerrero, and Michoacán also contributing significantly to its production. According to reports, the state of Oaxaca has a total of nearly 16,000 hectares of land, growing more than 10 million agave plants each year, providing the main raw material for liquor production and pharmaceutical processing. Many farms have combined tourism activities so that visitors can visit the agave fields and explore the mescal processing process. The most famous tourist farms are Noble House, San Jose del Refugio, located along the slopes of the volcano in Tequila. With fresh air and favorable climates, it attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. This plant takes a long time to reach maturity, usually between 7 and 25 years, with some varieties taking up to 35 years. It's fun to imagine planting an agave farm when your kids are young, and years later, those agave plants will be harvested by your kids. In recent years, agave production in Mexico has reached nearly 2 million tons. Mature agave plants are harvested by removing the leaves to expose the core of the plant. This core will be processed to produce pure mescal. Mescal, with a long history, is produced entirely by hand, using a unique smoking method. Unlike other types of alcohol, mescal is made entirely from blue agave, giving it a distinctive flavor and aroma. After harvesting, the agave pith is aged in traditional underground pits. These pits are about 2 meters in diameter and can be dug long ago. The pits are lined with local tree wood and volcanic rock to retain heat after the fire. The agave pith is then stacked in layers in the pit, covered with soil and leaves, and roasted for several days. This slow, smoke-aged process allows the sugars in the agave to caramelize, creating a characteristically complex flavor. After brewing, the agave is crushed to extract the juice, a process that is also done entirely by hand using human or animal power. Once the agave is crushed, the fibers and juice are fermented into alcohol using wild yeast. Fermentation times vary with temperature and humidity, typically ranging from a few days to a few weeks. This time also affects the overall flavor of the mezcal. Like many grain spirits, mezcal production requires distillation. Most producers use clay or aluminum pot stills heated over open fire. These pot stills are much smaller than modern pot stills, allowing for more unique batches. Typically, mezcal goes through 2 distillations. However, there is a special type of mezcal that is distilled a 3rd time, which can include chicken, fruit, or nuts. This type of mezcal has a more refined flavor and is often enjoyed during special occasions and celebrations. After aging, mezcal is bottled in glass bottles and labeled with its origin and country of origin. The artisanal production of mezcal is typically carried out by small families, following traditional methods passed down through generations. It not only produces a unique flavor, but it has also maintained tradition over the centuries, as modern production lines have evolved. The industry provides jobs and economic stability to thousands of people in Mexico. Mezcal has become an important export product in Mexico and is increasingly popular in the United States and some European countries. Each year, Mexico exports a certain amount of mezcal to different regions of the world. With a completely manual production process, mezcal production also contributes to environmental protection, minimizing waste during the production process. Therefore, the government of this country often encourages farmers to maintain this manual production activity. After distillation, mezcal is aged in oak barrels for a period of time, usually several months to a year, to enhance its flavor.
China has the largest area of bamboo forests in the world. This tree is closely associated with the history of this country. But have you ever wondered what these towering bamboos do besides swaying in the wind all day? Oh no, they are more useful than you think. That's why the bamboo industry has helped many Chinese farmers get rich. And how they do it, let's find out in this video. Nowhere in the world is there as much bamboo as in China. With an area of up to 7.01 million hectares of bamboo forests, China is the country with the richest bamboo resources in the world. Spread across the entire territory, there are 857 species of bamboo in 39 genera, accounting for 52% of the total bamboo species worldwide. And if you are looking for a place to enjoy the peace and quiet of rustling bamboo forests, this is a great suggestion. The bamboo industry not only contributes to the Chinese economy, but also changes the lives of millions of farmers. With the exploitation of millions of bamboo trees each year, these products not only serve the domestic market, but are also popular around the world. By participating in bamboo exploitation and processing, Chinese farmers have had a stable income and a better life. China is the world's largest producer and trader of bamboo products. In 2020, the bamboo industry helped the Chinese economy pocket nearly $45 billion. You may not know, but after only 3 to 5 years of planting, farmers can harvest bamboo instead of having to wait 10 to 30 years like other woody plants. With its miraculous growth rate, a bamboo tree only takes about 2 months to transform from a bamboo shoot into a mature bamboo tree. They just need to grow tall, catch the wind, and together form a large forest. These bamboo trees also have a higher yield than any other woody plant. With sustainable harvesting methods, farmers will only harvest mature bamboo plants, not harming the growth of the remaining plants. This ensures that bamboo can continue to regenerate quickly and maintain a stable ecosystem. After harvesting, bamboo will be transported to processing plants or exported. Bamboo has many outstanding advantages, in which its light, durable, and easy-to-process properties have made it an ideal material for many industries. Through the skillful hands of craftsmen, bamboo can be processed into thousands of different products, from construction materials, furniture, to daily consumer products. You can find products such as bamboo flooring, bamboo chairs, bamboo plywood, or even food containers made from bamboo, all of which are processed from renewable, environmentally friendly resources. In recent years, bamboo has become the perfect alternative to plastic and traditional materials. Thanks to its natural biodegradability and durability, bamboo products are increasingly popular. Bamboo straws, bamboo utensils, bamboo cutting boards, and bamboo food containers are gradually replacing plastic products in daily life, helping to reduce environmental pollution. China is currently one of the leading countries in developing and exporting these products. With about 8 million tons of plastic produced each year in China alone, switching to bamboo products is an important strategy to reduce plastic waste. Studies show that bamboo straws can reduce annual plastic use by 70% in China alone. Bamboo is not only used in consumer goods, but also in construction. Bamboo boards, thanks to their flexibility and high durability, have been used in many projects, from housing to infrastructure projects. In particular, bamboo boards are also used to partially replace concrete and steel, helping to reduce costs and protect the environment. A typical example is the construction of bamboo bridges and bamboo floors in major cities in China. Bamboo has 3 times the load-bearing capacity of pine wood, making construction sustainable and cost-effective. According to research by construction experts, bamboo can replace up to 50% of concrete used in modern construction, helping to reduce pollution and protect the environment. Bamboo forests not only provide raw materials for millions of products, but also play an extremely important role in protecting the environment. Bamboo grows very fast, can absorb large amounts of carbon, clean the air, and keep the soil from eroding. Bamboo has the ability to absorb 1.33 times more carbon than tropical rainforests. 1 hectare of bamboo forest can absorb up to 5.09 tons of carbon per year. China is a pioneer in the conservation and sustainable development of bamboo forests. New bamboo planting projects are being implemented not only to restore degraded land, but also to maintain and develop this valuable resource in the future. Large companies have also adopted sustainable bamboo farming methods to ensure that this resource is never exhausted. With the continuous development of science and technology, the future of China's bamboo industry is expanding into new areas, from bioenergy to biomaterials. It will be a green industry promising to make great contributions to global sustainable development. Have you ever used pine nuts in your daily meals? They are also known as the caviar of nuts, to see how great their value is. Currently, China is the world's largest producer of pine nuts, accounting for a large part of the world's pine nut production. Every year, farmers can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars from harvesting and processing pine nuts. Let's explore with us how to harvest and process tons of pine nuts. Although pine nuts are grown in many regions of the world from Asia to Europe and the United States, China has a long history of growing pine nuts and is famous for its high-quality pine nut varieties. This country also leads the export of pine nuts with about 15,000 tons, accounting for 64% of the world market share. Jilin Province, located in northern China, is China's main pine nut producing region. Choosing the right pine tree variety is important because not all pine trees produce seed suitable for human consumption, and the variety must be adapted to the soil and climate conditions. Farmers mainly grow pine trees from seedlings because it is easier and more convenient to cultivate. This tree is known for its slow growth rate and late maturity. It can take several years before the tree starts producing pine cones, so farmers who grow this tree need to be patient. After many years of care, pine trees will produce fruit and seeds that usually ripen in late summer to early fall. At this time, farmers will harvest the pine cones, which you can see in the cone shape. When ripe, they will open and the seeds can be easily separated. Hand harvesting is common on smaller farms, while larger farms may use mechanical methods. Mechanical harvesting often uses vibrating machines similar to those used to harvest olives or pistachios. The vibrating machines gently vibrate the pine tree's trunks to cause the pine cones to fall to the ground, where workers collect the cones into baskets or large containers. Some farms will spread tarps under the trees so the pine cones can fall onto the tarps, ensuring a safer harvest. In addition to the two harvesting methods above, the Chinese also came up with a unique method that you cannot see in any other area, which is using hot air balloons. Accordingly, farmers will use hot air balloons to fly up to the pine tree tops and use long sticks to hit the fruit to make it fall down. The hot air balloons are tied with many strings at the bottom to prevent them from flying too high. However, this method is quite dangerous and is only applied in some areas in China. After harvesting, pine nuts need to be processed and stored properly, often requiring the removal of the outer shell, which can be done manually or with the help of specialized equipment. Workers often use some tools to break the outer shell or crush them to harvest the pine nuts inside. The remaining pine nuts are quite similar to pistachios because they have a hard shell surrounding the outside, and people usually keep the shell intact during further processing and packaging. Some processors perform the shelling process to harvest only the white seed inside. Once the shelling process is complete, the pine nuts are dried, the moisture content of which depends on the species, so different drying methods and temperatures are needed. Before packaging, pine nuts are classified into 3 types, such as premium grade, grade 1, or grade 2. At this point, pine nuts are ready to be vacuum packed and shipped to customers. In addition to processing instant pine nuts, this type of nut is also an important ingredient in many different processing industries, such as oil pressing, baking, or milk processing, because pine nuts contain many important nutrients for human health. Pine nuts are packed with valuable nutrients that help keep the body healthy. Pine nuts contain plant protein and natural fiber, while most of their fat content consists of polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fatty acids, known as good fats, which help protect heart health. Furthermore, pine nuts are a rich source of minerals and trace elements, such as phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, manganese, iron, and calcium. They are also rich in vitamins E and K and antioxidants, such as polyphenols and carotenoids, which contribute to the control of cholesterol levels in the body. We have just followed the magical journey of pine nuts from harvest to consumption. How do you feel about this video? Leave your comments below to let us know. Bananas are one of the most popular and widely consumed fruits in the world, with billions of them harvested annually across tropical and subtropical regions. The world produces 135 million tons of bananas each year, and the value of the growing banana industry is estimated at $25 billion. Let's explore how farmers harvest and process large quantities of bananas. The banana industry is an important economic sector in countries such as Ecuador, the Philippines, India, and Central America. Banana production and export provide livelihoods for millions of workers, from smallholder farmers to large-scale plantations. Every day, farmers harvest hundreds of tons of bananas to be shipped to processing plants. Bananas are harvested while still green and unripe to ensure they survive the long journey to markets around the world. Harvesting typically takes place 8 to 10 months after planting,
depending on the region and weather conditions. This process is labor-intensive, as many plantations harvest bananas by hand to avoid damaging the fruit. Harvesters use knives to cut banana bunches from the trees, being careful not to damage the fruit or surrounding trees. Each bunch can weigh up to 40 kilograms, so workers must be skilled at carrying heavy loads to the collection point. Because the bunches are heavy, each harvester also places a soft cloth or foam pad on their shoulders to avoid injuring or damaging the bananas. Large-scale plantations of hundreds of hectares often use pulleys that can harvest thousands of banana bunches per day. Harvesting bananas using a pulley is a more efficient and safer method. Workers tie heavy bunches of bananas to a rope that is threaded through a pulley mechanism. Once secured, the pulley allows the bananas to be lowered into the bin or container in a slow, controlled manner. This reduces the risk of damaging the fruit and prevents worker injury. This method of harvesting bananas increases productivity and worker safety, while ensuring high-quality yields, making it an increasingly popular method in commercial banana farming. After harvest, bananas are transported from the fields to processing facilities where they undergo sorting, washing, and packaging. Post-harvest handling is critical to ensuring that bananas maintain their quality during transport to consumer markets, which can be thousands of miles away from the plantation. At processing facilities, bananas are graded according to size, weight, and appearance. Only bananas that meet quality standards, are uniform in color, and free of blemishes are exported. Each bunch of bananas is washed to remove dirt or banana sap. The washing process also helps cool the fruit and slows down the ripening process. After washing and sorting, the bananas are packed into boxes or crates designed to protect them during transport. The boxes are carefully stacked to minimize damage during transport. The packing process is usually done by hand, although some larger facilities may use a mechanized system to assist in the operation. Bananas are also an important ingredient in the food processing industry, such as confectionery or snacks. Bananas are put into specialized machines to be sliced into thin slices and then dried or fried. Dried bananas are also popular in many regions, contributing to the diversity of the banana processing industry.
Have you ever seen any kind of wood ear that is yellow like these flowers? This is a relatively rare wood ear and is considered a specialty in the Yunnan region. Its nutritional value is even compared to deer antlers and ginseng. Thanks to this golden fungus, thousands of farmers in Yunnan have developed their economy and become rich quickly. So, today, let's explore with us how farmers do it, rich from golden fungus. Golden ear mushroom are widely distributed throughout the world, from Europe, Asia, and America. In China, they mainly grow in the wild in high-altitude areas such as Tibet, Shaanxi, or Sichuan, and are listed as vulnerable species in the Chinese Red Book. Golden ear mushrooms in the wild are relatively rare and expensive, costing up to 2,000 yuan, about $400 per kilogram of dried product. Nowadays, it is very difficult to find golden ear mushrooms in the wild, so farmers in Yunnan have developed this mushroom on farms and successfully increased their income from them. So, what are the methods of golden ear mushroom? Golden ear mushroom has a short growth cycle, can usually be grown by bag cultivation method, can be planted in spring and autumn of the year. Farmers usually plant from October and harvest in March of the following year. Farms typically golden ear mushrooms spawn inside greenhouses that are controlled for optimal humidity and temperature, creating ideal conditions for mushroom growth. The growing substrates also need to be rich in nutrients such as straw or sawdust, maintain high humidity of 80 to 90%, and ensure temperatures of around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius for optimal growth of the golden ear mushroom. Inside advanced farms in Yunnan, modern methods such as controlled environments with precise temperature, humidity, and lighting settings are also incorporated to increase yield and quality. Visiting the yellow ear mushroom farms, we were all surprised to see bags of yellow ear mushrooms neatly arranged on the growing racks with bright colors. Each yellow ear mushroom is bright yellow, transparent like crystal. The production environment is controlled by computers to ensure consistent quality. At harvest time, farmers usually harvest yellow ear mushrooms by hand. When harvesting golden ear mushroom, farmers often gently separate each fungus without damaging the mycelium on the mushroom stick and the subsequent development. Only the fungus plants that have reached mature size are harvested. The undeveloped plants will be left and continue to grow until harvest. golden ear mushroom is usually dried after harvest. Usually drying factories are also built on mushroom farms to ensure the drying process is quick without reducing their nutritional value. Chinese people also consume fresh golden ear mushroom, but the fresh preservation time is only within 1 week, so drying is the most optimal method. About 6.5 to 7 kilograms of fresh golden ear mushroom will produce 1 kilogram of dried yellow fungus. The preservation time of dried yellow fungus is 10 to 12 months. They are also easy to transport to all regions in China. Thousands of years ago, this type of wood ear was often used in banquets of Chinese kings. Today, golden ear mushroom is still constantly sought after and used in many high-class restaurants in China and around the world. It is also known as the gold of mushrooms to see how high its value is. Due to the high demand, it has created a stable source of income for farmers growing golden mushrooms. Currently, in addition to Yunnan, farms in Shanxi and Sichuan are also gradually experimenting and succeeding in developing this special type of wood ear. So, what are the rich nutrients in golden wood ear that make it so popular among the Chinese? In golden ear mushroom, there is soft gelatin, delicious flavor, beautiful aroma and color, rich nutritional content. In addition, it also has countless health benefits such as preventing fatty liver, reducing blood fat, reduce cholesterol in the liver, enhance liver detoxification function, treat heart disease, hepatitis, and tumors. In particular, golden ear mushroom is rich in amino acids and collagen protein. If eaten regularly, it will help the skin become fresh, soft, and maintain youthfulness. Not only is it good for health, but it also has beauty benefits. Golden ear mushroom is highly sought after in China, with annual consumption reaching hundreds of tons. Have you ever eaten an orange and unfortunately didn't know what to do with the rough peel? I guess most of us would throw away the peel and just enjoy the flesh. But wait! Today, I'm gonna bring you a very interesting secret from the land of the rising sun, Japan. Here, the peel of the yuzu citrus fruit, which is usually thrown away, has become a precious spice, carrying the unique flavor of this country. If you don't believe it, let's discover this secret in today's video. Yuzu fruit. Sounds strange, right? Actually, this is a fruit that looks like a combination of orange and lemon, so it is also called Japanese lemon. But there is a secret that not everyone knows, which is the outer peel of the yuzu fruit that makes people crazy. Although the flesh of the fruit is also delicious, it seems that all the essence is concentrated in the peel. The Japanese have taken advantage of this peel as a special spice, creating dishes with very unique flavors. Interesting, right? Yuzu can be grown in other countries such as Korea, Australia, Spain, Italy, and even China, where it originated. But if you ask the Japanese, they will confirm that the yuzu grown in Japan is top quality. The secret lies in their special climate conditions and traditional growing methods. To get delicious yuzu, it is not a simple matter.
The Japanese grow yuzu trees in high mountains where there is a significant temperature difference between day and night. Yuzu trees have many sharp thorns, so farmers have to protect them carefully because just a strong wind can destroy the yuzu fruit immediately. Yuzu can be grown in other countries such as Korea, Australia, Spain, Italy, and even China, where it originated. But if you ask the Japanese, they will confirm that the yuzu grown in Japan is top quality. The secret lies in their special climate conditions and traditional growing methods. To get delicious yuzu, it is not a simple matter. The Japanese grow yuzu trees in high mountains where there is a significant temperature difference between day and night. Yuzu trees have many sharp thorns, so farmers have to protect them carefully because just a strong wind can destroy the yuzu fruit immediately. Yuzu is available year-round, but sales are concentrated in the months from November to January of the following year. Yuzu can be classified into Aoyuzu, green skin harvested in midsummer and autumn, and Kiyuzu, yellow skin harvested in autumn. Kiyuzu is said to be sweeter than Aoyuzu. As a cold-resistant fruit, yuzu can be grown in home gardens and stored at room temperature for a few days after harvesting in winter. So, why is yuzu peel so valuable? Although citrus peels are often thrown away, yuzu peels are a special flavoring ingredient that is indispensable in many Japanese dishes. Yuzu peels have a light but very strong aroma, with a subtle combination of sourness, slight bitterness, and a hint of natural flavor. The process of making yuzu peels is quite elaborate. Let's learn how to make one of the most famous condiments from yuzu peels, yuzu kosho. This is a condiment made from fresh yuzu peels combined with chili peppers, usually green or red, and salt. It sounds simple, but the flavor is extremely unique. To make yuzu kosho, the yuzu are first transported to the factory, washed and peeled. The peel is then ground with fresh chili peppers and salt to create a special seasoning mixture. Finally, they are packaged in small jars and sold. This seasoning is indispensable in many Japanese dishes such as grilled meat, sashimi, or even in soups and sauces. After peeling, the flesh can be squeezed for juice. The remaining byproduct will be used as fertilizer for agriculture. In general, the Japanese have optimized all the uses of this special fruit. The process of making yuzu peels is quite elaborate. Let's learn how to make one of the most famous condiments from yuzu peels, yuzu kosho. This is a condiment made from fresh yuzu peels combined with chili peppers, usually green or red, and salt. It sounds simple, but the flavor is extremely unique. To make yuzu kosho, the yuzu are first transported to the factory, washed and peeled. The peel is then ground with fresh chili peppers and salt to create a special seasoning mixture. Finally, they are packaged in small jars and sold. This seasoning is indispensable in many Japanese dishes such as grilled meat, sashimi, or even in soups and sauces. After peeling, the flesh can be squeezed for juice. The remaining byproduct will be used as fertilizer for agriculture. In general, the Japanese have optimized all the uses of this special fruit. Not only a simple spice, yuzu peel is also a symbol of creativity in Japanese cuisine. The Japanese not only know how to utilize every part of food, but also know how to increase the value of seemingly worthless ingredients. They have turned yuzu peel, which is often thrown away in many other countries, into a valuable spice not only in Japanese dishes, but also popular around the world. Yuzu is a spice with deep cultural value in Japan. Its flavor adds sophistication to every meal, while showing respect and making the most of nature. Not only a simple spice, yuzu peel is also a symbol of creativity in Japanese cuisine. The Japanese not only know how to utilize every part of food, but also know how to increase the value of seemingly worthless ingredients. They have turned yuzu peel, which is often thrown away in many other countries, into a valuable spice not only in Japanese dishes, but also popular around the world. Yuzu is a spice with deep cultural value in Japan. Its flavor adds sophistication to every meal, while showing respect and making the most of nature. Hello everyone! Surely when mentioning paper, we often only think of books, newspapers, or notebooks in daily life. But few people know that paper is an indispensable part of Chinese culture and history. A country with a tradition of papermaking spanning thousands of years. So, what is special about traditional Chinese paper, and how do craftsmen produce it? Today, let's explore the interesting secrets of these traditional papermaking workshops. Chinese handmade paper was born more than 2,000 years ago, an important invention of China, helping to preserve and spread culture. Initially, paper was made from hemp and animal skin, but gradually, bamboo became the main material.
Chinese handmade paper not only serves the field of calligraphy, but is also used in many fields such as printing, packaging, hygiene, and worship. Handmade paper was born more than 2,000 years ago, an important invention of China, helping to preserve and spread culture. Initially, paper was made from hemp and animal skin, but gradually, bamboo became the main material. Chinese handmade paper not only serves the field of calligraphy, but is also used in many fields such as printing, packaging, hygiene, and worship. If you think that making paper is simply chopping up pulp and drying it, then you are wrong. Each stage requires patience, creativity, and high skills of the craftsman. They have to carry out each step meticulously so that each sheet of paper is a work of art. Let's imagine a day as a paper maker. The first step is to prepare the raw materials: bamboo, mulberry bark, and sandalwood. All must be soaked in an alkaline solution to remove the glue. This is an extremely important step, helping the paper to be flexible and not hard, like an old advertisement. If you think that making paper is simply chopping up pulp and drying it, then you are wrong. Each stage requires patience, creativity, and high skills of the craftsman. They have to carry out each step meticulously so that each sheet of paper is a work of art. Let's imagine a day as a paper maker. The first step is to prepare the raw materials: bamboo, mulberry bark, and sandalwood. All must be soaked in an alkaline solution to remove the glue. This is an extremely important step, helping the paper to be flexible and not hard, like an old advertisement. After the raw materials have been soaked for enough time, the worker begins to grind them into powder. Previously, this step was quite hard, having to be pounded by hand continuously, but now there are machines to support, much faster and more convenient. Next, the powder is put into large water tanks, stirred into a viscous liquid. The worker will use wooden molds and bamboo mats to scoop the powder, creating a thin layer of paper like sushi wrapper paper. But this is not an easy step. It must be extremely skillful. The paper must be even, not lumpy. Otherwise, it will create a finished product that everyone wants to throw away. After having a thin layer of paper, it is time to press to remove excess water and make the paper flexible. This is the step that helps the paper survive the drying stage afterwards without tearing like old sheets of paper. Finally, the paper will be dried in the sun or dried in a drying room. These dried papers are usually very durable and can be used for a century without rotting.
And if you want to do it quickly, some places use ovens to steam the paper quickly. You might think that Chinese handmade paper is only for small books, right? Oh no! Factories also produce giant sheets of paper. These giant sheets of paper are often used for special purposes, such as high-end art products or religious ceremonies. Surely when you see them, you will not imagine that handmade paper can be so big. Finally, the paper will be dried in the sun or dried in a drying room. These dried papers are usually very durable and can be used for a century without rotting. And if you want to do it quickly, some places use ovens to steam the paper quickly. You might think that Chinese handmade paper is only for small books, right? Oh no! Factories also produce giant sheets of paper. These giant sheets of paper are often used for special purposes, such as high-end art products or religious ceremonies. Surely when you see them, you will not imagine that handmade paper can be so big. Although Chinese handmade paper is still used in many fields, the production of handmade paper is gradually decreasing. What is the reason? The younger generation is increasingly leaving the countryside to find work in the city, putting this craft at risk of extinction. Paper-making areas are often located in remote rural areas with difficult transportation and difficult to find young workers. Although Chinese handmade paper is still used in many fields, the production of handmade paper is gradually decreasing. What is the reason? The younger generation is increasingly leaving the countryside to find work in the city, putting this craft at risk of extinction. Paper-making areas are often located in remote rural areas with difficult transportation and difficult to find young workers. Despite many difficulties, many localities are still making efforts to preserve traditional handmade papermaking. Paper museums and cultural villages, such as the Sichuan Handmade Paper Museum and the Chinese Traditional Papermaking and Printing Cultural Village, not only protect this craft but also develop tourism, helping to raise public awareness of the cultural value of handmade paper. Chinese handmade paper still holds an important place in calligraphy, painting, and high-end handicrafts. In recent years, programs to preserve and revive traditional crafts have been vigorously implemented. The government and private organizations are working together to improve the quality and protect the unique values of handmade paper.